Before we get into the fun stuff, and then I will end the stream there. I wanted to just watch this. I wanted to see what the fuck he was talking about.
Left is attempting to.
And the reason why I wanted to see what he was talking about because of this comment. The Klan must be pretty diverse considering that I'm black. And I'm like, oh, American History X solved your problem for you long before I came along.
What the left is attempting to do is paint all of us with that brush. That the left's behavior over the last week has really been a justification of Trump's long-stated rationale for his own power, which is, he says, the reason that they're attacking me is because they want to attack you. And again, the proof is in the pudding because we've seen a lot of that this week. I don't think it's wholly that. I think there's some people on the left who legitimately want to separate between people who supported Trump. It's a two-party system. People who voted for Trump. People who are conservative.
See, he did the thing. See that? The binary. It's the people who voted for Trump, not for the Republican candidate. Put another Republican candidate in that solution, in that equation, and see what happens. Trump supporters are like Adolf Hitler supporters. Why would you support such a man that espouses this? Because you vibe with it. Therefore, I have to. Now, not every Trump supporter vibes with it. Like I said before, I've had election night. I had that conversation with that guy. Explained to me why he voted for Trump. Had nothing to do with his. It was what was directly affecting him and his market. I vibe with that. He's like, I don't fuck with any of this other shit. There's a reason why he has to separate his beliefs. He knows that guy is horrible, but he did some fucked up shit that happened to help him out. I'm not going to shit on you for taking advantage of that system. The fucking elite do. And that guy's not an elite. He's a regular common man. He's going to take what he can get. I'm not mad at you for that. But he espouses immediately, yo, I'm not with this white supremacist shit. Like, I go to war against him. And I'm like, cool. Like, you got to prove it to me. He didn't do that. I'm over explaining, but yeah, he's like, cool. Yeah, I fuck with him. I think he's a good friend now. I fuck with him. If somebody was trying to put hands on him, so what's up? There's a problem? Like, I pull up for him. But the binary is that person doesn't exist in this video. That person doesn't exist at all in this guy's mind. That's the problem.
Conservative and the worst aspects of Trump. But I think that is far from the rule in Democratic circles at this point, which is really a problem. It's really, really a problem. I'll give you a perfect example. So last night, Don Lemon, the id of the Democratic Party, he's just a Democratic mouthpiece. So Don Lemon really just laid it out there. He legitimately, so Chris Cuomo was with him. And when Chris Cuomo is the voice of reason in a room, you know things have gone wildly wrong. So Chris Cuomo on CNN was saying, are you really trying to suggest that every Trump supporter is responsible for what happened during the Capitol riots? And Don Lemon said, yeah, I am.
Yes, they are. Even the guy I just talked about. You voted him in. That allowed him to spread his ideology to weaker people who might not be able to think as critically as you did. Therefore, every Trump supporter is complicit. Does that mean attack all of them? Of course not. But you're still complicit. People put Adolf Hitler in power. They're all complicit, whether they thought he was good for the economy or good for the people. Like, you're still complicit.
Yeah, I am. If you supported Trump, you were in league with the KKK. You were in league with Capitol rioters. You were in league with segregationists. Here is Don Lemon.
You are in league. You are in league with them. You may not be the one, but they are. You're walking alongside them. Come on, this is gaslighting at easiest.
Every single conservative in America with the Capitol riots. Republicans know you're doing this. I mean, we have eyes, and we know that there are consequences to accepting that version of reality. The consequence is we all get excised and marginalized from the public conversation. And so our answer is no. We are not going to go along with whatever you want us to do, right? That is what is driving so much opposition to the impeachment by Republicans. Because after all, Republicans were in that house too. It was Republicans who were being attacked largely by Trump. Trump was spending more ire on Mike Pence than he was on the Democrats. Trump was spending more ire on the governor of Georgia and the Secretary of State of Georgia than he was on the Democratic Senate candidates. Republicans were Trump's targets far more than Democrats were over the last 2 months. He was suggesting that they were somehow disloyal.
He's literally gone on like live television and said the Democrats are evil, lock them up. What is this man talking about? What is this man speaking
Republicans,
about?
You know, are the ones who are taking the brunt of Trump, not Democrats. And nonetheless, when you lump everybody together like this is the problem. If you want to go forward as a country, you have to stop lumping every single person together with the worst aspects of the other side. You have to stop setting standards that you yourself do not hold to. Here was Don Lemon doing precisely the opposite last night.
If you voted for Trump, you voted for the person who the Klan supported. You voted for the person who Nazis support. You voted for the person who the alt-right supports.
Where's the lie? Where's the lie? Where's the lie? Like, so what? The alt-right doesn't support Joe Biden? No. The alt-right doesn't support Barack Obama? No. The KKK doesn't like Barack Obama? No.
That's the crowd that you are in. You voted for the person.
Wait, the KKK doesn't like Barack Obama. Yeah, there we go.
Who incited a crowd to go into the Capitol and potentially take the lives of lawmakers, took the lives of police officers, took the lives of innocent lives who were there on the Capitol. That
we really just glossing over the whole. They brought bombs, though. We just glossing over that. Even in liberal media, we just glossing over that shit.
Day. You voted on that side.
You voted on that side, you see, right? You intentionally did it. You knew this was going to happen. You were aware of the possibility that this was going to happen, and you voted for that side. Okay, you know how easy it is to say the same about
that. He didn't say that. He didn't say that. That's hyperbole. You're lying. You're lying. Lie check, fact check. He didn't say that. In the clip you just provided, he didn't say that. He didn't even insinuate that. You're insinuating that. See, this is what I mean. When you sit and have a debate with conservatives, you gotta really dive into that argument. See that binary? It came up again, right? If you did this, then you did all of this. He didn't say that. You voted for the guy that these people align with. It doesn't mean you knew that this was going to become an uprising and a problem, but you voted for the guy. He never said you knew this was, liar. Gotcha again.
the other side. It's really, really easy to say that every single Democrat who voted for Joe Biden was totally fine with the Black Lives Matter riots that wrecked cities and got people killed. Right? Every single person on the left was totally fine with Antifa. After all, Joe Biden said Antifa is an ideology. Here's the thing. I don't think every single Democrat is okay with that stuff. In fact, I think most Democrats are not okay with that stuff. I think one of the reasons Joe Biden ended up as president-elect is because many Democrats rejected that kind of radicalism from other members of the party. Nonetheless, this is the narrative from the left, and because of that narrative, there cannot be unity, even in a time where there should be unity. As always, whenever I say there should be unity, I don't mean you have to agree with me. I mean that there is apolitical approval of the basic idea that violence is bad in American life. 90% of Americans believe this, but many of the elites don't believe this. Many of the people who are in media believe that violence on one side is okay.
That's the elites.
They just think on your side it's not okay. Many of the elites believe that evidence is unnecessary to prove basic contentions about American life. Only on their side. On the other side, you need evidence. Right? When Trump says widespread voter fraud, you need evidence. When we say America's a
American beliefs, and that brings up voter fraud like a tangible thing as opposed to a moral belief. Oh my God, the hypocrisy is too strong. And he makes it so obvious. Y'all watch this? Y'all eat this shit up. Conservatives, this is where you be at? This is what your think tanks say?
Many of the elites believe that evidence is unnecessary to prove basic contentions about American life. Only on their side. On the other side, you need evidence. Right? When Trump says widespread voter fraud, you need evidence. When we say America is a systemically racist country, and every single discrepancy between performance of groups is due to that innate American racism, we don't need any evidence of that. When you back that sort of double standard...
Why don't you double standard? But you're not talking about the same thing in both your sentences. See? He does that all the time. Those two are not conflatable, they're not conflatable issues. I'm sorry. Yeah, they're not entangled at all. Those are two absolutely different issues. When Trump says widespread voter fraud, we need to find evidence. When a certain sect of American life says there's systemic racism, we don't need no evidence for that. Show me the numbers. Show me the numbers. Where are the numbers? Where are your percentages? Show me the studies. We'll be dead before those studies finish, and I'd prefer not to wait to that moment.
No one is going to unify with you because you are being dishonest. You do not deserve unity if you are being dishonest in your standards. Again, the basic idea here is the Democrats' goal here is not to get rid of Trump primarily. The goal is the political goal. The goal is everybody on the right is with Trump. And Trump is with the rioters. By the transitive property, you are with the rioters. And just like the rioters have been excised from American life, as well they should be because they are criminals, you should also be excised.
The rioters were rioting for Trump. Let's say the Black Lives Matter and Antifa members were rioting for better civil liberties for all Americans. What's the difference there?
From American life. This was utterly foreseeable. You and the rioters are tied at the hip. Trump is the glue that holds you and the rioters together. And so if you voted for Trump just to oppose Joe Biden, or you liked a lot of what Trump did, but you didn't like his personality, or you liked Trump's personality, but you didn't expect this to happen, you are still glued together with the people who decided to violate the seat of democracy and try to harm Congress people and legislators and the vice president of the United States.
But the left,
people on the right see that. And when the media keep repeating that line over and over, it's not hard to see why people on the right believe that. The social fabric is frayed because social fabric gets frayed when people doubt each other's motives. Okay, and when one side is basically openly suggesting that the other side is evil all the time, I talk about this on the program a lot. People on the left have a tendency to believe that people on the right are legitimately evil. Right? In 2016, they couldn't believe that Trump won because they thought that anyone who opposed Barack Obama or Hillary Clinton was evil. And so their first reaction was, I can't believe there's so many evil people in the country. Not maybe we were wrong.
No, that wasn't it at all. That wasn't it at all. You just skipped over Donald Trump's entire campaign strategy. See, you use holes in your argument to make yourself feel better. That's cute, little man.
Maybe we ought to investigate the minds of the people who didn't vote for us. There was about a
For those of you asking, what's the hole in the argument?
2016, they couldn't believe that Trump won because they thought that anyone who opposed Barack Obama or Hillary Clinton was evil. And so their first reaction was, I can't believe there's so many evil people in the country.
That's not true. We couldn't believe that there were so many people willing to vote for a guy who was espousing the things that he was. Like, we couldn't believe that's the shit you like. We also couldn't believe that somehow, some way, through seeing that, more people were like, I'm just going to vote for the other person. More people decided to stay home in that election. That's what was disappointing. That the margins were so small between the actual amount of Americans who voted that we ended up at that point. He lost the popular vote twice, too. So why would we be mad that there are so many evil people out there? The Electoral College had him win, not the people. The will of the people was not heard at that point. So you're also being disingenuous about that. So you're lying.
Maybe we were wrong. Maybe we ought to investigate the minds of the people who didn't vote for us. There was about a 5-minute period where they were interested in that, and then they went right back to Trump is a white supremacist, and all of the people who support him are white supremacists. And now they get to fall back because
we don't say that. We say that the white supremacists that are acting up are white supremacists who voted for Trump.
Biden won. They're now falling back.
I don't see white supremacists. Show me the white the Joe Biden white supremacists. Show me the left white supremacists. Show me the Joe Biden supporters that are white, that are KKK. Please show me the KKK for the Joe Biden. KKK for Biden. Please show me. I would love to see that. Wouldn't we love to see that, Jackie? We would love to see that, Jackie.
Same hackneyed and vile misinterpretation of American life. And impeachment is just their latest attempt to do this. People on the right can see this. So it's really not about what Trump did for a lot of folks. Like, again, I think good-hearted people can disagree on impeachment. I have a lot of friends who are pro-impeachment on the right. I have a lot of friends who are anti-impeachment on the right. I have a lot of friends who are pro-censure on the right. But what I think is that those arguments, many of which are principled, some of which are prudential, I talked about this at length yesterday, they take a back seat overall for the future to the broader question of whether we can live together. And if one side of the political aisle is determined to lump 74 million Americans minimum, because those Americans have kids, they have relatives who didn't vote, so you're really talking about easily over 120 million Americans. If you're determined to lump that many Americans into one group of deplorables, then we can't. It's going to be very difficult for us to have a country in the future because we can't even solidify around basic notions like violence in politics and generally is bad.
Yeah, that's a misnomer. That's a lie. So that entire video is a lie. It is grounded up with very cherry-picked facts that you can't even draw the conclusions that he's drawing from those. He's conflating issues that don't actually have anything to do with each other. He's using inflammatory language to drive that point home further, and a lot of his points are swinging and missing. There are plenty of holes in his logic. I've pointed out enough for you, but I hope you can find some more. And I'm going to stop that.